Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. So, sometimes it gets to a point to where everybody starts doing the same thing. Everybody is saying that we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Well, I'd rather take it to a different direction like I've been doing. First, I want to welcome you guys to another whiteboard edition. Listen, man, I could say we're gonna do what we're gonna do all I want. I'd rather show you how I believe and why I believe we're gonna do it. That's what sparked these whiteboard editions. I just don't think that people are good at articulating what they think and what they know. I think people are just going off of how they're supposed to feel. I guess the media putting a battery in the back of a lot of these teams, but nobody can show me how they gonna be good. When it's just a simple method to the madness, how we gonna be good. You know what I mean? It's simple. So simple you could draw it on the whiteboard. You know what I mean? So if you saw the last one, we talked about how we can expose defenses with a twin tight end package on offense. Now we're going to talk about our defense and what makes our defensive scheme so special. Let's get into that real quick. All right, so this in most cases would be a traditional defensive scheme. I kind of got it broken down the layer to any guys who are new to football and stuff like that. I got it broken down with this being your first level, this being your second level, which is your linebacker core, and this right here on the outside of this will be your third level. So when you hear people give the term like, this team is stacked on all three levels or all three phases of the defense, they talking about the defensive line, the middle linebacker core, and the defensive back core. That's the three phases they talking about. Now we're gonna start right here with hold on 1 second. We're gonna start right here with this front. We're gonna start right here with this front. Now, primarily, these would be your edges. I'm looking for Brandon Graham. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna talk about starters and where these guys so good on all three levels of the field, and we're gonna talk about how these guys can be placed in numerous positions when we talk about situational football, so we can succeed on the football field. And in most cases, you'll have Brandon Graham right there. Derek Barnett will be back here when he's healthy. And my guess for the middle, of course, you're going to have a Fletcher Cox in the middle. But who is he going to be paired up with 9 times out of 10? I think it's going to be Malik Jackson, and I think Tim Jernigan is going to start the feast off of the rotational side of it. So we're going to go Fletcher Cox and Malik Jackson right there. Already, in my opinion, that's the best front four in football. Not in football, that's the best front four in our division. Easily the best front four in our division. I think this front four only comes behind not too many teams. I think this front four now is better than the Rams front four. They lost in Ndamukong Suh. Aaron Donald is going to see a bunch of double teams now, probably triple teams now. You know what I mean? I think this front four may possibly only come second to the Chicago Bears front four. But you know what I mean? But what will give me the edge in saying this front four is the best is because the rotations. Now, Derek Barnett right here. Brandon Graham right here. Derek Barnett right here. Now, Chris Long would get some of these snaps when usually when Brandon Graham needs a breather or Derek Barnett needs a breather for the most part. But now they're saying Josh Sweat is looking really good. They're saying he's looking good, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We got pieces that you ain't gonna see all the pieces when you're looking at the first 4 guys out there on the defensive front. You know what I mean? Because you could get lost and forget that. We still got a Tim Jernigan in the cut in the middle. We still got what is his name? Hassan Ridgeway in the cut. We still got guys that you don't know about. That's what makes our defensive front so dominating and so, just so pressuring, because they have a knack of bringing guys in and keeping guys fresh. That's what Schwartz do, man. And that's one of the things I really love about our defense, especially the front four. Now this area concerns me a lot because reports came out that Zach Brown, who I would think would be in the middle because of his speed and how many tackles he get in the backfield, but speed also should have you on the outside in most cases. Some people are saying Zach Brown does not know his role yet in this defense. We need to figure that out right now. I have no idea who's going to be the starting I know Brandon, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. I know Nigel Bradham should be a starter, but I don't know who will be starting alongside him. And the Philadelphia Eagles really, in most cases, don't even run 3 linebackers anyway, because we also have a unique situation at safety where Malcolm Jenkins loves to creep. He loves to cheat and play that tackling role. You know what I mean? Sometimes in some situations, you could have Malcolm Jenkins right here in this position, and you could have another safety up here. Anderson, what's his name? Andrew Sendejo, who they've been saying has been looking pretty decent. You know what I mean? We can have 3 safeties on the field for added speed instead of another linebacker. Now, I believe that The second unit, which is primarily the linebacking core, or if you can add in a little Malcolm Jenkins effect, I believe that second unit is going to, going to tell if we're going to have a top 10 defense or not. Because these guys are going to need to cover. These guys are going to need to cover right there in the middle, whether it's Nigel Bradham, whether it's Zach Brown. Zach Brown got the speed to stay with a lot of people, but, some people say he can't really cover that well. They're going to have to cover, man. They're going to have to cover, man. And I think Gary added a couple pounds on him, so he's looking to be a much better tackler. He already has some speed, but these guys are going to need to cover because the pressure is going to come right here. Once the pressure comes from this defensive front that we got, that we normally get pressure, we're good at that anyway. They like to dump it in the middle, and a lot of guys find themselves open. Now, I believe that this last unit, which is the cornerback core, I believe they're going to get their foot put in the ground and they're going to do work. Listen. In my opinion, we got the best cornerback core in the division. I'm gonna tell you why. Until you can dismantle this cornerback core when healthy, then we got something to talk about. We got something to talk about because when the cornerback core was healthy last year, that year we won the Super Bowl, we was locking people down. In the playoffs especially, we were locking people down. We ran into some injuries and we looked at suspect, but I think those days are behind us. Because all we need is a little more development from a few players. We need a little development from Sidney Jones. We need a little development from Rasul Douglas. And we need Cre'Von LeBlanc and Avonte Maddox to continue to develop. And this is one thing else that you guys are not, I don't think a lot of people realize this. We didn't have Cre'Von LeBlanc and Avonte Maddox wasn't really getting minutes like that until all the shit hit the fan and where they absolutely needed to play. These guys are proven. These guys are going to be proven rotational. So if somebody's having a bad day, these guys are ready to step in. You see what I'm saying? In some cases, some would make the argument that some of those guys need to start. I believe that Avonte Maddox has proved his worth. He's proved his worth. And if Sidney Jones isn't 100% ready to go, I would love to see Avonte Maddox get those reps. Cre'Von LeBlanc has proved a lot to me. And if Jalen Mills can't get his head in the game, I would love to see Cre'Von LeBlanc get some of those reps. Rasul Douglas probably at this point should be a starter, in my opinion. Rasul Douglas showed heart, showed grit, and he's continuing getting better. Rasul Douglas is a product of, how should I put this? Rasul Douglas is just a product of just maturing at his craft. He's a product of just getting better. He's a product of development, and that's what happens when we develop players. We have two developmental pieces on our roster right now. Nelson Aguilar is a product of development. Remember, there was a lot of knocks on him not too long ago, and Rasul Douglas is a product of development. You know what I mean? Now, we're going to continue to develop these guys, but I believe if these guys are healthy and they continue to develop, I believe listen, man, we're just in good shape, and that's the way I see it, man. If anybody can give me a breakdown on where weaknesses may lie, where I didn't just name them, you know what I mean? The only weakness I think we got is the linebacking core, and I think that's due to uncertainties. Now, the way to fix the linebacking core, in my opinion, is to start naming guys who you know should start and let it be known now. So everybody can get the flow together, get the juices together. But we got to try some of these guys out in the linebacking core in preseason. That's just the facts of the matter, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you. You already know.